So FP, you said that you hacked before, quite a while ago, but did you ever make a full hack?
I never made a full one because I never had a. I just never got. I never did enough.
So you're just playing around, making single rooms.
Well, I would always. Well, I worked on stuff, but like, let me see. How about let me go find some stuff. Let me go find a hack of mine. Old smile.
Should I play one on stream? You guessed. Despair at your old bad level design when I don't know how to proceed.
Then none of the stuff I've made is long enough to do that sort. Old smile? No, not old smile. I want smile RF.
While you're looking, Sapphire asked, what about Lost World of Phazon? Those hacks are harder.
Phazon is really good. That one's. I'm amazed that we've got the point 4 update to it a couple of years back. Lost World is like even longer than Hydelius. It's like the second longest hack on Metroid Construction by average completion
It's a
hours.
whole world, duh.
It's like 18 hours average completion.
Oof. Like blind or
Yeah, kinda.
speedrun time 9 then? Or
I gotta clear a thing. This is the last hack that I was working on from like 2017-ish. And like I thought about coming back and oh, hang on, I gotta go back. I gotta set my controller.
those dastardly standard controls. Default, that's the word. Ah, that palette is a breath of fresh air. You can actually see stuff.
So this was I was calling it Super Metroid Ampera because my first hack was Volta. So I thought Volt Ampere.
I see. I was thinking how to spell it like Empyrean with Y.
But yeah, I've always loved the snowy planet
Did you
visuals.
mute the color of the Super Metroid, Super Missile door?
I changed it, yeah. I changed the colors of a lot of things.
So now your missiles are minty fresh. I like this. The mountain range in the background reminds me of the good backgrounds in Donkey Kong Country 3's mountain levels.
Yeah, and even then, that's just the normal criteria landing site background. It's just
Is
that,
it?
yeah, just
Don't really
moved it
see
up.
that.
You can see it with the ship, but that's about it.
That's sad a bit, because I mean the sprites knew what they were doing back then. Cool that you unlocked it. Ah, the blood missiles. See you immediately employing the technique of gating the player.
Yeah, but not too far. So weird seeing a blue sky in Super Metroid.
Yeah, that's probably it. It's like the weather is just always bad usually.
Force the player to learn that the those stone-looking guys can be killed by missiles. Not that it's gonna be, not that it would be like a huge deal, but you know,
No, I
make
was
them
about to
learn.
comment in the original, are they not only killable by mothball bombs?
Bombs, power bombs, plasma beam, something like that.
Right. So that's a good moment of game design to teach the player exactly that.
And that door isn't open, so it's like,
They have to look for the tile. Yeah. Ah, and you had to kill all the enemies. That the guy was hiding up there.
Mm-hmm.
See. Eris didn't have any map stations, right? Just
the one at the end for the thing, yeah.
The lore.
So the area to the right was never made. In fact, the room to the right of the landing site was also never made, but there's no super missiles available in here yet. So, like, pretty much everything that exists in this is what you see in front of you.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, it's a good start for sure. Don't know if there is a little bit more that people that are used to hacks would think it needed to really grab them, or if you had that planned for like the next room.
But, okay, let me show you the influence that Aris had.
Go on. Next room, just pink and green and...
Tile layering.
Ah.
Using layers 1 and 2 in, like, subtle ways to line things up. Like, tiles can't normally intersect the slope that way, but if you put them on the second layer behind, then you get a nice clean thing. Same goes with these little the little plants in front of stuff.
Cool. Yeah, it looks very natural. I also do like the green of the plants is also very subdued.
I also did some stuff with like tileset blends. I'm not happy with these mushrooms. If I were to ever get back to this, I would make them less bright. They're a little too bright in my eyes these days.
They do stand out. The green of the background of that room is also a bit of a sticking point, I would say, compared to how the rest of the rooms are. It has a nice pastel-ish vibe to it. I do like that. It does show that you thought about the art aspect, but you're not trying to make the whole thing about it.
Yeah, like make it look good, but not overbearing.
Do you have like a unique idea? Anything where you're like, other people haven't done that, but I can be the one to pull this off because I think this would be awesome?
Not really with this. And frankly, if I get back to hacking, I've already been like kind of workshopping in my head a different project. I don't think I will for a while. I gotta finish Awful Emblem first, the Fire Emblem hack that we've been working on for over a decade.
Right. You were mentioning that. And I wish you best success, of course.
Yeah. So you know how like model homes exist and everything? They got the furniture in them and they got it all set up and everything just to look exactly right for a screenshot?
This is your screenshot?
Yeah. There's nothing to this room.
I see.
I took a screenshot down here at one point and that was it.
Very cool.
Oh, hello. I think that's vanilla powerbomb placement. This is the criteria to Brinstar elevator right at the start of the game, the blue one.
I see. Yeah, no, makes sense. You were just playing around.
I need to put a blahage in there. Yeah. Get that shark in there. There is a map station over there. I'm not sure why I never just, like, put a better platform to get up to there, but I never really did.
I mean, now the hack is just showing its teeth, right? It's for the cool guys who know how to do the single-tile wall jumps.
I've done the wall jump for that, but basically this whole thing was, it was going to be a ring shape, with, like, Turian in the center. So it was going to be, like, 4 worlds on the outside, this ring in the middle, and Turian in the center.
I see, now that's an interesting concept. That's what I was asking for when I asked you if you had like an overarching idea that would make this unique.
I guess so, yeah.
But don't get me wrong, like you show a lot of craftsmanship, but at the start I'm not wowed. It's almost like vanilla super, where you're just like, okay, well, get this item. Like,
yeah, and I had started this in 2015, so, or maybe a little earlier than that.
Yeah, this is not a big critique. I was just wondering if you like had a dream of what this would eventually turn into. And,
I did want to
that
do a
answer.
like crystal cave kind of thing, like a crystal mine or whatever, as a visual area. But I never really found good crystal graphics for it, so I never really started building the area.
Just copy paste them from the crystal mine in Hollow Knight. Nobody will notice.
There are Hollow Knight sets these days, but on like Mario, there's somebody did a Path of Pain. What's the is that the name of it? I don't remember. It's the White Palace. It's the White Palace.
Yeah. Which is good, by the way. I like it. Path of Pain too.
I let him break the blocks.
Ah, also interesting. So it makes the fight a little bit easier. You now can dodge better. And you got enough missiles to just one round him with them.
I don't remember if I increased his health or anything. I might have increased it just a little bit.
Well, you also increased the missile drop, so... I like how you immediately shot that one extra tile on the right that sticks out. Like, I would put an item pickup in there. It's like, wait, that is me who could do that. Why didn't I do that? Or here.
I don't think that's anything.
That's in vanilla, it looks like that sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And I always keep trying to bomb them. This is just copied of the original shaft you go down after your first door, I think. This room looks very familiar. So all stone enemies are vulnerable to the missiles?
I don't know why those guys are gray, actually. Or...
I think something playing around with enemy weaknesses, that might be something. Like,
yeah, like my
unique again.
The first hack I did wanted to incorporate like the beam pirates from Prime,
yeah.
but
immediately think of those.
It doesn't work as well as you would expect because the game does not have any delineation for different types of charge beam. Just all charge beam are the.
They carry the charge property.
Yes, and so if you make an enemy weak to charge beam, it means all charge beams of any beam type.
I mean, you would also always have to go into the menu to switch.
Yeah, so, which is annoying.
Yeah, no, I would rather think beam or missile or grapple. You know that exists, but it's not often explored because you can just either ignore enemies or just all of them are default charge beam weak.
Yeah. But also, like, here's another instance of the tileset mix, because, like, we're sitting on top of the, like, that ring structure I was talking about. Mm-hmm. So, like, and then you go down through it. I'm just gonna see if I can do a infinite here, but I gotta line up for it. Okay.
Immunity to all beams but ice has been called in the chat.
I'll look at the chat in a moment, once I'm done with the bomb jump.
Sure.
I know the slow bomb jump. I don't know how to do the fast bomb jump.
Oh, I don't know the slow one either. I do know that I can do it in Zero Mission, because I played around with sequence break tech in there, so that I can do a few things. But I mean, it's deliberately easy. Congrats, by a good job in Zero Mission, so that you can actually pull that off as a normal human.
I don't have the map working on here because it's the room states.
Ah.
Huh.
Also,
okay.
It's broken.
That's what I mean. The map is not working because of the room state. Okay. Well, whatever.
Sure. Still impressive.
It's because Phantoon hasn't been defeated.
Makes sense. Final boss Phantoon. Turn on the map. Like, Samus, you need to go to this planet so that we can extract the map data from a central room. Should be
Easy.
20 hours later, it wasn't easy.
I'm just gonna grab the... I don't think I have anything that requires power bombs sitting around in this area.
On the plus side, I can get a large bonus for that work. Have new tools become available in the years since you last worked on this, where you're like,
Yes.
oh man, I need to put this in?
Yeah, so when I was playing Subversion, I mentioned the editor SmileRF. No, not RF, Smart. And it was made by the guys who made Subversion. So essentially, they developed the editor alongside the hack, and it allows for the creation of rooms similar to how Lunar Magic does, where it handles all the transition, or not transition, the transposition of data. So you no longer have to repoint all your data yourself. Smart will take care of it for you.
So it would massively speed up the process then.
Yes.
And what I was more meaning was like any kind of things that you could not do before, which you could do now, and you're like immediately, I always wanted to do that. Like editing boss rooms, for example. I know now it's possible, but that must have been like a huge source of, now I can do this and this once the tools became available for that.
I guess maybe to a little extent, but for the most part, it was just like, adding new items or whatever was kind of the big deal.
Mm-hmm. And that has been solved with stuff like the what's it called? The no damage when phasing through enemies in Eris.
Oh, evasion. That's probably a hex. That's probably like a simple modifier. Like,
right,
if you turn
Eris
screw attack damage to 0, then I think it might work. But yeah, no, oh yeah, the enemies are not placed right here because of room states. You'll just see pirates at random.
But yeah, like the dark visor in Subversion.
Yeah, that was totally new.
Yeah. Ever think that you could do something like this? Just something completely different? Or would you have stuck to the traditional toolset?
Probably would have stuck to... Like, seeing Subversion stuff is kind of what I'm, like, looking at. I'm like, man, I would love to make a hack with some of these tools.
Hmm. So I figure that must be a source of inspiration, just to see somebody else do something really cool with new tools, and you're like, I want to do something cool as well, but I didn't like the dark visor puzzle, so I'm going to use a different visor. Right.
I've seen somebody do a thermal visor in a remake of Prime, like Phendrana. Mm-hmm. Someone's been doing a Phendrana, like a Talon 4 Tours series. This is just Brinstar with some graphics that I didn't end up using in it, overwriting stuff.
Wonder why. Was that already the first attempts on the Crystal Cave that I saw there? It's really cool behind the scenes. Happy you're showing this off.
That's broken. The background is broken there because of the scrolling, I want to say. Also, there's a secret passage there if you want to go through here without needing bombs. I was trying to build in some breaks. I don't know exactly how that path would have worked out, but it was there.
Do you think that you start by just adding some freedom and then figure it out later what the speedrunners do with it?
Kinda.
Now immediately think of the space pirates delineating invisible walls somewhere.
Oh, I forgot. So, like,
and
when you go
then
through...
Then you unlock a visor where you can see them afterwards.
When you go through here, you can see, oh, hey, there's a camera scroll.
Uh-huh.
Well, that guy.
You motherfucker.
So it's like, hey, wait, there must be a thing over there.
So you go through the spikes?
No.
Through here. Ah,
There you go. There's your favorite.
I love it. Thank you.
But like that's about everything that I put in. There's a couple secrets. Just like extra rooms. I tried. My first hack was very linear in its rooms and worlds, so I was like, okay, how can I add some more connecting areas as I go? So like trying
Yeah,
to
I
have
think
separate paths or extra ways. Even
when
then,
you actually start out doing a project like this, you have a lot of cool ideas. Like, I want to do a puzzle with invisible walls and pirates, and I want to do a new upgrade and so on.
yeah.
But I mean, a hack ultimately kind of lives from the connecting tissue, right? You can't only have puzzle rooms. I mean, you can, but that's like
I think that there's something
different
really.
thing.
I feel like I'm starting to come to the conclusion that like the big sprawling nature of hacks sometimes is not as fun as the smaller connected areas. Like, I'm gonna keep talking up Subversion because I really do think that it's like fantastic overall, but it's made up of it's made up of a lot of small connected areas.
Yep, it is
And
very good in that, and it shows a certain restraint about that. And that's also something where I'm like, I think part of what the original did was also show off. In the sense, like, look, we can make a planet that feels like an environment. And that's much different than on the NES and the limited size of the Game Boy. But even though the Game Boy already did quite well in Metroid 2 with showing like these ruins and so on, but the Super Nintendo was like, so you arrive and it's just a huge room. That's the first thing you see. It's like you can do a huge room now where you can actually see a lot of it at once. That's cool. Scrolling in all directions, environment, effects, just first impression, that's crazy, and I want to explore all of these corners here eventually. You can see, okay, here I'll need something, here I'll need something. That's really cool. But ultimately, I feel like whenever I see this room in a hack,
there's supposed to be an item there, but I've messed up. I've messed up the indexing, and I forgot that I put a super missile here because if you go through there, it actually takes you into the room on the other side that had the like the backwards gate.
Ah, yeah.
And you can
and
get
then you can progress from there.
early
Yeah.
energy tank.
Ah, that's cool. That's cool. But I think when I see a big room like this as the first room, I'm always a little like, I don't know. I don't know. It seems like you're just copying without realizing why they did that originally. And it's a good place to start, of course.
I like sometimes having the secrets within secrets. It's kind of neat.
That is good.
I don't know if it's just me, but like sitting there, whenever I see like a small room, even if I've gotten the item in there, I always try to look for some other way to go, something else hiding in there. But yeah, this is pretty much everything. I guess there's a power bomb door at the top of the landing site, but that's probably just because that's where it was in the original. I don't think I've got I had a room planned there off the map, but I never got to it. Anyway, this is probably my favorite room in the game so far. I just really like the visuals on it.
I did like it too when I first saw it. I feel like it looks a bit like a rooms in Fusion do, where they also play a lot with the environment, so that it feels like, okay, this is like what they wanted to build there, but also from how compact it is. I feel like a huge part of making a good room in a Metroid game is that the player isn't overwhelmed by it at first glance. I personally, at least, I really don't like it if I go into a room and the room is just gigantic and there's 5 doors and there's like, okay, and also some secrets. And oh, I see I have to return here later on, and I'm like, oh, it just feels like immediately like a chore. But if the room is compact enough, they're like, okay, maybe it even has 3 exits or whatever, but I can see them within walking distance of each other. And like, okay, so here later on, Morphball, okay, it makes a lot more sense to me, and I can grasp it.
I have
And,
not played this in a long time, but this was a contest entry that I was working on.
But yeah, I
There
feel
was
like
a-
this one room did pull it off to finish the thought.
This was for a winter solstice contest that was done in like 2014 or something. I don't know. But so I actually made it so you start with various things. There was a few things. I want to say there was like a requirement to do like 3 rooms.
You do like this
Or
Tileset, huh?
3 power-ups.
You use that for the ring room as well.
The background.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just
this
recolored.
predates that one.
I think you can tell you've gotten better at using the palettes.
Oh, the door is misaligned. Probably for me to be able to access rooms in testing without other stuff going on.
Makes sense.
Some of these rooms don't exist. I didn't get to them. But this one should, because I think it's the landing site again. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're getting, what you're going for here, but I think you're not quite there yet with the snow texture.
Oh, the ground?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's slightly too little, too white. But that's something that you obviously got much better at with your later hack. that
I
you
did
showed
like
previously.
I do like the icicles made repurposed from some of these Norfair like stalagmites.
Yeah, no,
'cause
those look great. Yeah,
those are fun. Is the background
Absolutely.
custom? It is ripped from Demon's Crest for Super Nintendo.
ah, deep cut.
It was
from speedruns.
it was available on Super Mario World Central, and I grabbed it at some point. Let's see.
Can you sprite?
Can I? I did a little bit, but I've never been amazing at it.
Something where I would be like, okay, this is absolutely not within my skill set. If I were to hack something, I would probably ask somebody to cooperate with me on the graphics.
Yeah, I want to say I did like only a few rooms. This was kind of the big room I worked on. I really liked the little staircases in the background, and actually I remember submitting this as a one of those room of the month entries and winning some year or one of
Oh,
those
sweet.
months with this one.
That is very clear, by the way, visually clear, which staircase you can walk on and which you can't. So very well done. Oh, those are the same.
Do you
graphics
recognize this
as the
room?
other one. Yeah.
Apparently I changed the
Immediately.
palette on it, but I liked this room from the contest well enough that I wanted to use it again.
Yeah, as I said, the green is really well done. I think just to give it a very, very different atmosphere. Like everything is a little bit brighter, a little bit friendlier, but still washed out.
I want to say that this room used to be bluer. I don't remember.
I mean, the original Metroid grass is just a
Yeah, it
darker
was like this
green.
color.
Yeah.
This was the other large room that I made.
Oh, that sand looks good.
This is the sand from Meridia pulled into this set, and the same deal with the layering effects for getting it to go along slopes and have detailing.
Yeah, it's new that it is on a slope and looks really good.
I don't know why I don't have missiles up in the HUD. I think it had to do with some limitation at the time.
I mean, it's semi-interesting to start with supers and then get missiles later. It's like, this is the enemy that is resistant against super missiles, but missiles are small enough to sneak through gaps in its armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff which I would be interested in doing. And then at some point, maybe to expedite the whole thing, we would find an upgrade that combines the missile types, and now every enemy is weak to them or something.
These graphics were not great, but it's like
They are not.
it's supposed to be like a temple hovering above this lake, floating above.
Yeah.
So, or maybe not floating, but suspended.
Isn't that the same thing?
Well, suspended is... Floating makes it sound like it's actually floating, whereas suspended is... Yeah. But I want to say that all these things that I've shown right now, this is all that I made. Like 4 rooms, 5 rooms. But it was supposed to be a small mini hack. Like the upper area was going to give you Boost Ball, because Boost Ball is actually an item that we have available.
Oh, cool. I mean, is it? Boost Ball was never one of my favorite upgrades, but...
It worked. It translated very easily to Super Metroid.
I think it's better in 2D, actually. It's hard to control in the 3D games to get the angle right. And the puzzles with it is like you push, release, you push, release the button. It's just not very fun, in my opinion.
Looking around real fast.
Actually, if you don't have anything urgent you want to show off, can we call it here?
Yeah. The
Yeah,
other
it's
one that
good
I
time
have,
for me to stop.
the other hack that I have is the longer one that I worked on first in like 2009 or something like that, but didn't finish either. And that would be a longer show off, but it's also less good. So like, I'm fine leaving it alone.
Cool. I mean, leave me blind, then I'll stream it and rant about how bad it is.
People seem to think it was good at the time, and even to some extent today, they'll still talk about it, and I'm like, okay.
You get regular mails. When's it finished?
Yeah. Did I have plans for LP Prime 3? Man, I've been thinking about Prime 3 for years at this point. We actually recorded a little bit of Prime 3 about like 5 years ago, and then never continued with it.
Oh, I should replay it at some point. But
Oh,
didn't
that
really
yeah,
impress
that's
me the first
broken.
time.
Hell
Oh,
yeah!
nice, sweet.
All right.
That's Vanilla Meridia, right?
Oh, I don't know where I'm going now.
Well, almost.
Wall.
All right.
All right, yeah. This'll do. This is a little bonus show-off segment. Anyway,
Yeah, really cool.
yeah, Eris was a fun time.
It was. Thanks a lot
yeah,
for showing it all to me and to completion.
Yeah,
Look forward to seeing the videos for it go up if you do end up making them.
yeah, I am. I'm gonna put them up because I know not everybody saw the last live stream, and I feel like it'd be worth it. Even though they're gonna be longer episodes than usual, they're in like the 40-minute range because I don't want to spend like a whole month putting up VODs for it.
Makes sense, and then it was a long stream in the end, 5 hours just for us.
Yeah,
Or 4, I guess.
something like that. All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. And
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do next. Probably going to do a Zelda stream, keep working on the Zelda hacks that are the Zelda contest entries. But yeah, that'll be another day.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time. Oh, good phone call. Good time to end.
Good time to end. Well, I'll leave you to that.
All right.
And thanks for having me again.
Yep.
Last.
See ya, everybody.